Hello, welcome back to the channel. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can send a newsletter using n8n. So I have a simple newsletter here. This is the HTML code, and if I run this in the browser, I'll just open this with Chrome. So this is an example of a newsletter I received from Cloudflare. There's nothing personal here. This is just for the general public. So I'll be sending this from one Gmail account to the other, but of course using n8n. So I have just created a workflow, and right now it's empty. So to be able to send the newsletter, I have to pass this into the HTML node within n8n. So I'll go ahead and just search for HTML. And what I want is to generate HTML template. So I'll do that. Then we have some boilerplate code here. If I execute this, you'll see this is how it's going to look like. But now I want to pass my own code. So I'll go back to the Visual Studio code editor. This is where, of course, I have all my codes. I'll just do Control A to copy everything, then Control C. Control A to select everything, then Control C to copy. Then I'll come back, Control A also to select everything, and just backspace or delete so that I remove the boilerplate. Then Control V to paste my own HTML code. So if I execute this, you see that this is the actual template or HTML. So I have my HTML and I'm going to send this now. Of course, I'll use my Gmail. So I'll search for Gmail. And the action that I want is send message or send a message. And I need to connect. I have an existing credential, so I'm not going to go through the process of setting up the connection with the Google console. I believe you are able to do that. So simple message, I want to send it to just one email address. So I'll just use my other Gmail address, which is alukuhosting@gmail.com. And then for the subject, I'll just call it HTML template. Then the email type should be HTML. Of course, you have two types here. If you pass the text, it's going to just send a raw HTML instead of the one that has been executed. So for the message, I'll just drag this variable, which represents the HTML string. So the variable is known as HTML. I'll drop it there. And right now, if I open my other Gmail account, which is Aluku hosting now, I don't have any email here, so I'll go ahead and just execute this. So consider it sent. And if I arrive back to my inbox, you'll see that I have a new email. And when I open, you'll see that my newsletter is rendered. So it's simple as that. Of course, there are many other methods. It's not a must that you use the HTML node. You can as well use the code node. So let me use that approach. I'll just delete the HTML node like that. And I'll also delete this. But I'll search for code. And then within the code, I'm going to use simple JavaScript. There's some boilerplate here, but of course I need to make some connection. Like that. Then I'll also connect it to my Gmail. And what I'm going to do is open this, and I should be able to make some tests. Of course, I'll delete the boilerplate code, so I'll just Control A to select everything and backspace to delete it. So I'm going to create a variable that is going to, of course, contain the HTML string. I'm just going to call it HTML, and I'll use the backticks. So the backtick is the button that is above the tab key in your keyboard. It's known as a backtick. It's there. So inside here, this is where I'm going to paste the HTML code. So Control A, then C to copy. And then I'll come back and just paste that here. Then after pasting, I'll of course need to return this. That is when the function will work, or the code will work. So I'll need to return an object, and within this object, I'm just going to pass the HTML variable that I had declared like that. So you can see that there are no errors. So if I execute this, it's just going to pass an HTML variable here with an HTML string like that, which is the same data that we need now for the email. So if I come back to the email and open this, you'll see that the same variable is still available. Or let's just delete the Gmail node and reconnect it again, or create a new one. So I'll just search for Gmail. Then within the Gmail, I want to send a message. So everything else remains. The connection is the same connection. And I'm going to, this time round, let me just send to the same user or a Gmail address, localhosting at gmail.com. Then the subject, let me change the subject to test template. Then the email type is going to be HTML. Then the message, I'll just drag this variable, which is containing the HTML string, and paste it there. Then I'll go ahead and execute. So the message has been sent, and I'll just confirm within the inbox and see if I have a new message. So we have a new message with the different subject, which is test template, and you can see that template is there. And you'll find that everything is working. The links are working. For example, if I click on Cloudflare, it's going to take me to cloudflare.com. So everything is okay. So that's all for this video. Of course, this is not a complete workflow. It's just part of the nodes that you may want to pass within your complete workflow, so that you have some data that is going to probably just contain an HTML string, and you want to use that HTML now to generate a newsletter. That is the method, or this is the approach you'll use. So thank you for taking your time to watch the video. In case you have any question or comment, please leave it in the comment section below. See you in the next one.